everybody, Zongetsu134 here.
Average Joe Squad here.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Hyphen, the show where we look at comic books, movies, and everything in between. And tonight, originally, we were going to just talk about Harley Quinn Season 2, but seeing as how there's been a little bit of news coming up, I figured we might as well do both. Seeing as how
Not only that, we also have some big Flash movie related news, too.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Well, we have a lot of rumors coming up.
Yeah, so before we get into Harley Quinn, let's talk about some comic book news. So I guess we'll call this a moment of comic book news with Linda Ellerby.
Welcome to the Hyphen Show.
The Hyphen Show. I'm Slim Hyphen. This is my boy Fred Durst.
Just give me something to break. But anyway, so
Not
the most
this part.
pressing news recently has been definitely that there's been a lot of rumors coming out about the upcoming Flash movie. Will it come out? Will it not? Will it be like Spawn? Probably. But
Yeah.
the big rumor right now is that they are in talks to get Michael Keaton to come back as Batman.
Now, originally, it was just rumors that he was just as Bruce Wayne. Now, apparently, I think they're trying to get him in the suit, which...
And they also apparently want this rumor. I've seen this one a little bit, but not as much as Keaton. They are also trying to get Michelle Pfeiffer to come back as Catwoman, which if they do, somebody give Warner Bros. A Nobel Peace Prize. Be like getting Andrew Garfield back for a Spider-Man related thing.
I mean, if they can get her back, more power to them. I don't know how well this Catwoman will like work. I mean, granted, maybe they'll tone some of the parts of her that kind of were the Tim Burton-y parts of her, but like I don't know.
Hear me roar.
Well, that part I'm fine with. It's more the whole she had like a split personality thing because I don't know. She's probably the only Catwoman who looked like Catwoman to me. Like, whenever we eventually do the Nolan retrospective, like, that's one of my problems with that movie is I don't think Anne Hathaway looks old enough for the role.
Oh, that's the other thing. The new rumor is that if they cannot get him, they will try to get Christian Bale. And I'm like, oh, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
The return of a guy that talks like
yes.
talks like this. Where's the trigger?
I think the fans just call him Throat Cancer Batman, if I remember
I
correctly.
shared something like that. I thought it was funny as hell.
Like, I would rather they didn't. Like, I know people love that.
I'd rather they get goddamn George Clooney. I'd be down for Clooney to come back. Say what you will. I'd be down to get him or Val Kilmer. Actually. Val Kilmer would probably do it.
Yeah, no, I would love to see Val come back.
That'd be awesome.
I loved him in that.
Better get all of them.
Actually, what does Val Kilmer do nowadays? I don't think I've seen him in anything.
He's been in some stuff. He was God, I saw him in something recently. I can't remember what it was. I know I saw him in something recently though.
I know one of the reasons he didn't do very well in the 90s was he was in the movie The Island of Dr. Moreau.
He was also in The Doors, which he was actually great as Jim Morrison in The Doors.
Oh no,
he's one of those method actors. You know?
Yeah,
I
he's very
argue
good.
he's one of the very good ones.
It's one of the reasons I think he did so well as Batman because
he really embodied.
Yeah, because like they were like, okay, in this scene you're Bruce Wayne, and he just. Granted, I found it weird he had to wear glasses in that, but
you have a thing for bats.
Why do you dress up like a flying rodent? Bats aren't rodents, Dr. Meridian. That's the thing you argue with her?
There's a lot wrong with this sentence, but that's what I'm arguing with.
I mean, to be fair, I know they're having a lot of problems in this movie, mainly because they had to replace the actor who played the Flash for...
It's like Spawn.
Yeah.
It's become Spawn.
Yes and no. Well, actually, they have been trying to do this Flash movie, I think even longer than, like, when them
Spawn
doing the...
versus the Suicide Squad. I fucking hate clowns. That'll be the next thing.
Yeah, same.
Spawn versus Suicide Squad.
For those of you who don't know that reference, it's from Mortal Kombat 11. Spawn says that whenever he talks to
the Joker.
The Joker. Let's put that frown upside. Someone's got a case of the grumps. I fucking hate clowns. Which, to be fair, I get it with Spawn. Like, if anyone should hate clowns, it's Spawn.
Yeah, but so we have that rumor going on. Amidst this one's been going on for a while. I don't think we've really commented on this recently. Is that with Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, with Sam Raimi now at the head, there's been a lot of rumor that we're gonna get a Tobey Maguire cameo or Tobey's gonna be in it somehow. That's been the biggest rumor, and the fact that it's kept going this long, I think there is some credibility to it. If not just purely because there's smoke, there's a fire.
Well, especially because it would make a lot of sense for them to do it, especially since they want to try and do Sony wants to do a live action Spider-Verse film. And in my opinion, if you can use a DC Universe film to try and get like the gears moving to see if people want to see the live action Spider-Man in a film together.
You mean a Marvel MCU? You said DC.
Sorry, yeah, MCU. My bad. We jumped rails there for a second.
It's hot. It's late, and I've a lot of fucks to give.
Yeah, he had a rough day at work. But to make a long story short, I think that it's going to be very possible, especially because knowing the fact that Raimi is, I think, at least good friends with Maguire, I really do think it's not going to be that hard to convince him to come back. Because you said he'd be willing to come back.
Toby did do an interview saying he'd be willing to play a superhero again.
Yeah, like
can we get Christian to come back as Spinneret too if we're gonna do that?
I mean, it'd be nice. I'm not entirely sure what they would do, but like even if it's just maybe like even if they can't get him, like I would like it maybe more to be like, well, okay, what I'd ideally like them to do is like an end credits cameo saying, you know,
like a post credit.
Yeah, like, and maybe like at the end featuring Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man coming in Spider-Verse, like something Spider-Verse related, because like even if they can't get the live action one, I would love for him to come back, even if it's just doing voicing for a Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse animated franchise. Just because, like, even if we can't get the live action thing to work out, if you could get him and Garfield and Hamill in those movies, I don't see why not.
We're forgetting the two most important Spider-Man though. If we're gonna do a live action one, we got to get the Japanese Spider-Man, and we also got to get Hammond. We got to get Hammond involved. I want them funky eyepiece looking things.
I don't know that like that suit even exists anymore.
Oh fuck! You can they make it. You can just get a new one.
Yeah,
get a new one.
I mean,
green screen him in and call it a fucking day.
The Japanese one though, I'm pretty sure Toei no longer owns that, but that mostly because like I've seen into the Toei museum, because they have a museum actually where they more or less keep props, and a lot of them, you know, are stuff from like 85-ish. A lot of it's just because like those costumes are only made to last like the period of time you're filming.
Well, I mean, they obviously would make all new ones for everybody because I mean, I love Toby, but
yeah,
I don't know if he's gonna fit back in the normal suit.
I mean,
there's been a lot of rumor that he's been getting back in shape for something. So I'm like, okay, either he's just really keeping himself busy during the pandemic,
yeah,
or something's going on while he's getting back in shape.
He decided
he's gonna go up for Seabiscuit too.
Nah, man, he's already tried running over the paparazzi. Now he's just gonna get out and fight him. He's like, all right, y'all don't want to move?
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Jesus Christ.
For those of you who don't know, I just
look up Tobey Maguire paparazzi. It is like it was right around Spider-Man 3. It has to be.
Basically, the paparazzi, like,
we're blocking the road.
Yeah, and like he literally is like, get out of the road, I can't fucking see. Like, and like
there are cars around, motherfucker.
Yeah, like people always lambast him for that. I'm like, if you had,
I would do the same thing.
If you had 100 fucking cameras with fucking flash bulbs flashing your goddamn eyes while you're trying to drive home, you'd probably be a little road ragey too. But like I do hope that we get something out of this, especially since it's called Multiverse of Madness.
I just want my Spider-Man back. That's all I want.
I know.
That's what I need. I'm not supposed to have what I want. What I need.
It makes you feel better. We've still got 2 more years until Spider-Verse 2. Spider-Verse 2 even comes out, which it's gonna be rough. Speaking of, what we want on Spider-Verse 2 coming this December. # shameless plug.
Shameless self promo.
But I think the biggest news to talk about, and this is at the time of this recording, is super new news.
At 10:35 on
July 2nd, 2020, the year of our Lord 2020. Marvel has officially bought the rights to the Archie.
I would love to see that. Archie meets Spider-Man.
The Predator and the Alien franchises. So they're like,
Oh man, Archie's gonna meet the aliens.
technically, I think he already did. I know Archie met the Predator.
Archie fights the Predator and just whoops his ass. I'd pay money.
Sadly, I don't think we could ever get Archie meets Spider-Man because Archie versus the Punisher did so badly. Like it literally like burned the.
Listen, what everybody wants is really Eminem and the Punisher too.
Ain't nobody but you want that. You animal. Man, Riley ain't even here, and I know you're an animal.
I want that.
Okay.
You know what I really want?
They're open.
No, get the fucking ships away from me. Anyway, but yeah. So, as someone who's read quite a few of the Alien comics, I've also read quite a few of the Alien novels. I'm excited for this, honestly. This obviously is going to lead to some crossovers and stuff. No. But at the same time, like, I'd be interested to see what Marvel does with just the series in general.
I mean, it's kind of a shame that like the Dark Horse, it got bought out from Dark Horse, but like, seeing as how like I figured that was probably going to happen once Marvel bought Fox. Like
especially now that we have the X-Men movies coming to Disney Plus.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of hope this means we're going to get some event comics, like events where like the Marvel Universe deals with like Punisher with with aliens and Predators.
The Shi'ar Empire versus the Punisher.
Actually, it'd be kind of cool.
Cosmic Punisher versus the Shi'ar Empire. There you go.
It'd be kind of cool.
I would pay to see
it'd be kind of cool to see the X-Men deal with the aliens because they have like an alien knockoff.
That would be cool to see.
What is their called? The Brood, right?
Listen,
we call the Brood, right?
I want to see the Phoenix Force versus the aliens.
That'd be tight. That'd be tight.
I would read the shit out of that.
That also means we better get the queen, an alien queen covered in the Phoenix Force.
Emma Frost versus the Alien Queen.
That would also be quite good. As long as I either hear
there's only one bitch here.
Yeah, as long as I hear either Emma or Jean go get away from her, you bitch. I'm down. Especially now that Kitty's just a drunk pirate. She's basically Ripley. Like, let's not deny it. She's basically Ripley. We could just have her and Lockheed. Oh no, actually don't do that. I do not want to see Lockheed get a face hugger on him because they want to make a drag alien. Please don't do that to poor Lockheed. He does not deserve that.
I want the crocodile alien.
No, that they can't do that now. Batman killed it. For those of you who don't know, Batman has fought aliens and predators on multiple occasions. He's quite good at killing them. Like, supremely good at killing them.
Thanos with a face hugger.
Oh, I don't want to think about an Eternal getting a face hugger. That'd be awful.
Dear God.
But
Xenomorph War.
Because like I feel like they could do that, and it really would like, unlike doing like a Star Wars Marvel crossover, they really wouldn't.
It wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, because like you could just say because like when DC did it, like.
Well, I mean, like even Marvel has so much cosmic stuff going on already. You know, they could easily just fit that in.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be that hard of a problem.
You don't have to do any of the Weyland-Yutani stuff. Just say you find someone finds the Xenomorph somewhere, or the Guardians of the Galaxy end up on the Predator homeworld. Like you don't need
something like that. You know.
Yeah, people because people are always like, well, that doesn't make sense because Weyland-Yutani don't exist in the. I'm like, so just say this takes place before Weyland. Yeah,
shit. Make it up. Have none of you ever read fanfic?
Yeah,
just make it up.
Like, have you ever read a DC Marvel crossover? They literally imply that Gotham and Metropolis exist in that universe, and yet somehow the Justice League never show up when Galactus fucking appears.
No, let the FF deal with it. I've dealt with him 5 times this month.
Actually, you're not wrong. Speaking of, Comic Pop just did the first coming of Galactus Fantastic Four story. You should check it out. It's actually really funny. But yeah, I honestly am kind of excited for it just because I'd love to see that kind of thing. I actually kind of hope they do something where like Spider-Man 2099 deals with them, because that would be fun too, especially with. That's how you do it.
That'd be awesome.
Fuck using Weyland-Yutani, just use Alchemax.
Yeah, Alchemax wants to use the Xenomorph.
So yeah, there you go. Because that's something Alchemax would do. Because Alchemax is stupid as shit. You know, we might have to do a Spider-Man 2099 retrospective at some point too.
I gotta read more of it, but I'm down.
No, because I love Miguel, he does not get nearly as much love. And come Spider-Verse 2, he will, because I'm pretty sure he's going to be a major player in that, judging by the end credits of the first Spider-Verse.
I'm demanding Mayday be in that movie too. I'm like,
no,
give my girl some love.
Hey, if not for the fact it was a terrible representation of her, I would have been more than happy with the Birds of Prey having my girl Cassandra in it. But
yeah,
there you go. Probably no. This year's MoVat Movember, I'm gonna just sit us down and we're gonna talk about Cassandra. We're gonna do a whole retrospective. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all the rumors I think we really talk about. You want to give any final thoughts on the rumors before we move on to the bigger meat and potatoes of this review?
There's one more Batman one I forgot to bring
there was
up.
one on that one? Sorry.
They're rumored to be trying to get Ben Affleck to come back for more HBO related Batman stuff.
That'd be nice. I think at this point
I want him to get a good fucking script.
I want him to, but I almost feel at some point he's just gonna be like, I'm just tired of this, guys. Could we just not? Could we not?
I would pay to see what he would do with something that wasn't fucking Zack Snyder, like directed and all that.
Because honest to God, Batman v Superman, he actually was one of the few things in my opinion that worked in that movie. He actually tried.
I think he has a good Batman. I just think the writing is what holds him down.
Yeah, no, because like he perfectly got how Batman should act after Jason Todd's death. And yeah, I get people were mad about him killing, but like,
Batman kills. Get over it.
Oh my God! Don't get me started. I almost started fights on Facebook because Comic Pop, they just kept having people posting about like that Batman gets more people killed thanks to his vow to not kill.
Yeah, whatever.
First of all, that implies that you all think that Batman should be judge, jury, and executioner. Like, how is it? It's okay for him to do that, but not Superman. Like, how many stories have you read?
You should know, man. With coming from a point of view of we're both comic book nerds, we all know how the comic book nerd community works. Hypocrisy is the name of the game.
I know.
But
I just get tired of dealing with that argument.
I do too.
Like, there's many times where I've just wanted to just
I get tired of everybody ragging on a Clone Saga, and the Clone Saga is not a bad story.
No. It's flawed, but like I tell a lot of people, like...
Or people ragging on Spider-Man Unlimited. God damn it, it's not that bad of a show.
I mean, I'm one of the few people
Y'all are just mean.
Yeah.
Y'all are just mean. Well, thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm one of those people that defends Nightfall. Everyone talks bad about Nightfall. I'm like, the only thing
Batman story?
Yeah.
What's wrong with Nightfall? I always thought Nightfall was a great story.
A lot of people don't like the fact that Batman chooses John Paul to be...
Oh.
And I'm like... Okay.
I should have guessed that was the reasosoning.
Yeah.
I assumed it was because maybe people said it was bloated.
Well, that too. Like,
kind of like what they say with Clone Saga.
That one I will agree with because you've seen my Nightfall trades. They're like this thick. They are.
Chief, you've seen my Clone Saga set.
Fair point.
And the second Ben Reilly omnibus volume isn't even out yet. I have that coming. That's $125.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. You and I have both seen my copy of The Crossing.
But no, like
that shit thicker than the Bible.
Yeah. To give a little bit of context, I have the Marvel omnibus set for Clone Saga. I have volumes 1 and 2, and Ben Reilly, the Ben Reilly Saga omnibus volume 1. Volume 2 isn't out yet. It's coming out at the end of the year. I already have it pre-ordered. All in all, it's got to be like at least 5,000 pages between all of those. I mean, it's about the size of a fucking Gideon Bible.
Because that's like 3 years worth of comic books. I want to say because the Clone Saga was like what 3-4 years.
And I mean, it's everything.
Yeah, because like they have like
like the Jackal Files,
the
Lost Years, like
the
it's
Lost
everything.
Years, like, and not only that they try to put in chronological order, which I'm like,
yeah,
I give you credit for trying to make sense of that timeline.
Well, and then you think about it, I also have, because you've seen that shelf. At the end of those, I have the real Clone Saga at the end, followed by every Spider-Girl trade, which I consider those all the same thing. So it's like about half that shelf is just Clone Saga.
Honest to God, I actually think that as much as I give the real Clone Saga a lot of credit, that book is way too short.
It should have been 12 issues.
Yeah, it should have been 12. They made it 6. In my opinion, like that, because like you could have told the Clone Saga in like a year, or like 2. In my opinion, I would have preferred 2, so that you gave Ben Reilly enough time to actually be Spider-Man that it mattered. Unlike Jim Gordon being Batman. People complained about Super Heavy up and down. And I'm like, but it was like it literally only lasted like 6 months at best.
I want a clone Saga Marvel Legends line, and I want Judas Traveler to be the Build-A-Figure.
Hey, remember that guy that said he was the reincarnation of Judas Iscariot from the Bible?
If they did that, you would look at me and I'd be like, Adam, I gotta buy all that now.
Like,
you realize that?
I'm down for them doing a Clone Saga line, because they did Age of Apocalypse. Why the fuck not?
And there's a second Age of Apocalypse line coming as well.
There's a second wave? Like, if you're doing Age of Apocalypse, just
can they
the
add
Clone
Rogue
Saga.
this time? Because I don't think you noticed, Rogue, a Marvel Legends Rogue figure, you're looking at spending $125 to get it.
What?
You heard me. $125.
Good God.
So, if they could do that, or like do an X-Men Evolution line, I would be happy just so I could get a goddamn Rogue figure.
No, that's fair. But yeah, like, because like I have like the entirety of Nightfall, except a part that they don't retrade, which is Night Quest. Or actually, I take that back. It's half of Night Quest. Because Night Quest is okay. So Nightfall is actually divided into 3 parts. Nightfall. Well, I it's easier to explain to you than looking at the camera and be like,
No.
but
Because I've seen it.
yeah, Nightfall, which is basically the part, where Bane, rampages Gotham, breaks Batman's back.
I would break you.
John Paul takes over. Then you have Night Quest, because basically Tim Drake's dad and Bruce's physical therapist, Chandra Killingsolve, I think is her name? I can't remember how you pronounce her last name, get kidnapped by, I forget, terrorists or some bullshit. Usual Batman shit.
Terrorism.
And so Bruce and Alfred go on a journey to find them. And while this is all going on, we see, John Paul as Batman, eventually when he causes the death of Arbitoire. But to be fair, Night Quest itself is actually divided into 2 pieces. The Search, which is the part that's never been re-released. I think because I think Denny O'Neil or whoever was writing the story, it's kind of a personal shame to him. I think mainly because the stuff dealing with Chandra, because like her backstory is really fucked up, and eventually leads to her getting into a psychic mind battle that fixes Bruce's back because he gets hit by a blast of psychic mind powers that regrets her, and also
hashtag comic books,
and also reverts her back to a child.
Hashtag comic books.
Yeah. And then you have Night's End, where it's Bruce comes back, gets training from Lady Shiva to get himself back in shape. He fights Jean Paul, and then it ends.
Isn't the end of that is that he basically tricks John Paul into like going into like part of the cave, and it's like it's so narrow, like he has to take all the armor off.
It's actually really brilliant because it shows what makes Batman better than John. Because technically, Jean Paul and him are both pretty the same in terms of, but the thing that makes Batman so much better is his brilliance. So he tricks him into that little tiny tunnel. What was great is he tricks him in there because he knows it leads to the hole he fell in when he was a child and discovered the Batcave. And he rips the boards that are there so that the light pours down through his ultraviolet light, which makes him reveal the helmet off. And in kind of an act of, like, I guess revelation for him, he's like, you win. I give up. You're Batman. And then him and John Paul climb out of the little tiny hole. And he tells John Paul to get the fuck off his property. And he goes back into he literally goes, get the fuck off my property.
Jesus Christ.
And technically, there is one more part to Nightfall called Troika, but that's just the part where Dick's taking over for Batman while Bruce is like, I just went through some shit. I'm taking a vacation. Dick, you're pitch hitting for me. Bye! Which also is actually where he stops wearing the traditional costume he had since the 70s. That's actually where he starts wearing the more Burton-esque black outfit he would wear up until 2002-ish.
Yeah. So,
but anyway.
Yeah, moving on to I think it's time we move on.
Yeah, let's move on to
recently we finished season 2 of Harley Quinn the animated series, and figure we would give our thoughts on the season and Stuff we thought was good,
Yeah.
stuff we thought was bad, stuff we thought was kind of tossed by the wayside halfway through.
So, before we get into the big spoilers, let's just give our overall thoughts. For me, as a whole, I think in terms of story arc, I think season 1 is the superior season.
Oh, I also agree.
However, I do think season 2 is the better in terms of just standalone episodes, because I think there were a lot of really good episodes that were just, like little short moments in the story. Although I do think the storyline got a little bit better in the halfway point when they started focusing more on Poison Ivy's wedding. And we'll talk about more about my problems with the story, but I think overall, I do think season 2 is good. It has some really funny stuff in it, and I think the humor is really good. I just think that in terms of trying to do a storyline like they did for season 1, it didn't pan out as well. But as a whole, I think there's a lot of really tight, funny episodes.
I definitely agree. I think season 1 was vastly superior with storytelling. If only because with season 1, most of the episodes were pretty much like right on top of each other. They led into each other.
Yeah, and
whereas season 2 was definitely more standalone-ish.
Yeah.
I think in the very beginning of the season, it was more so like season 1, where you had the entire No Man's Land storyline going on, and with Harley trying to kill all the villains and everything.
Yeah.
The first probably like 6 episodes were very, very interconnected with each other. They were very like that, and then because you mentioned this to me the other day with the No Man's Land theme they were going with. It's basically forgotten about halfway through
because like
with like really no explanation.
Yeah, like it literally is.
Which again, referring back to my thoughts with the first season.
Yeah, the first season is all about.
I tried to explain some of the stuff away by being like, well, it's kind of like with Birds of Prey, and in that it's told by Harley, who is an unreliable narrator at best.
Yeah, I don't think so as much. I think more it was they wanted to, 'cause I think, at least in my terms, they wanted to expand more on Harley's crew, and they kind of forgot like the whole overarching plot for a bit. Because like a lot of the first half of the season, they would be like Harley and Ivy are doing this, and the rest of her crew are doing something else. And also kind of trying to do this hint about Dr. Psycho betraying the team. But then they kind of just let that go for long splotches of time. Because they're more focused on getting through the wedding of Ivy and Harley. Or Poison Ivy and Kite Man. And the fact that our Ivy and Harley are falling in love with each other. Which
I was happy about.
It was, but
somebody ships it.
I also think that it was kind of not sudden, but like they were so subtle with it until like about
definitely
about halfway through.
They in introducing it, they were very subtle because I feel like there was definitely traces of it in the first season, where
but
then
not
you
nearly
could see.
as much.
I mean, because I picked up on it in the first season because I think early on I was telling you that I shipped them, and I already shipped them before watching it, but
Yeah.
With this interpretation of both characters, I definitely got on board the shipping train pretty early with them. And while it was very subtle throughout the first season, there were hints of it.
Yeah.
And there were definitely more so hints of it in the second season, in the beginning. About midway through, they came on really, really strong.
Yeah, that like and
like, to the point that it almost feels like it goes like a little out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was saying. Because like,
which isn't a bad thing.
Which isn't a bad thing.
Writing wise, it's a little jarring.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that was. I almost feel like partially they had Kite Man in there because they wanted to do like jokes about Kite Man, because the whole Kite Man hell yeah meme. I think he wasn't really supposed to last past season 1, but I think he was so popular in the first season because people really liked him. They're like, well, he's gonna get expanded to be like a recurring character. Except nobody really wanted him to get married to Ivy because you like most of us, we prefer Ivy and Harley.
Yeah.
So let's kind of talk about the season as a whole. Now, you talked about how, like, the first... In my opinion, I think the Injustice League arc was actually kind of because I think the second half was better for me because
I can agree. I liked the first half.
I do, but like
it felt a little bit more the same.
Yeah.
Really, from like season 1.
I think part of the problem was also like they had to establish how No Man's Land worked, because the end of season 1 is just, you know, Gotham's on fire, everything's gone to shit. Batman is
The president's cut everything
dead.
off.
Yeah, the president's cut everyone off, and now we have to get into the fact that like we have to figure out how this works, and also we have to completely change how it works after that because Harley gets put into an ice block, and then 6 months pass that we don't see, and I'm like, okay, because like for me, in my opinion, I think like they wanted to do this like another big arc like they did with the Joker, where Ivy tears down the Injustice League for harming her, but I just don't think the villains they chose were strong enough, because out of the group we have Penguin, who
gets killed right in the first episode.
Right in the first episode. Riddler, who admittedly I think was probably one of the highlights of this season. Just
fucking what? Why is he so jacked? Damn, he's ripped. He's got a 6-pack. He's shredded.
Nobody cares about your creepy thighs.
He's shredded, man. Look at him.
He's
He's like fucking Ben Swallow. Jesus,
that was great.
I think I even said that when we first saw him. Like, yo, why does he look like Ben Swallow?
I love Buff Riddler. I hope he comes back. I actually kind of hope he ends up on Harley's crew, because I would love to see Buff Riddler just chilling out with the rest of
Riddler. Surprised that there's probably a DeviantArt there for that. I'll have to go home and look that up.
Mr. Freeze, who again dies like the episode we even get to like have any sort of attachment to.
I liked his death probably the best out of anybody's.
His death was
it was very in character.
His death was fine in character. I just was like, oh, okay. And then he's just dead. Two-Face, who admittedly I'm glad that he didn't die, because I feel like he's gonna be popping back in for season 3.
Season 3, which isn't confirmed yet.
Isn't confirmed, but I can't imagine it not happening, because I know people really love this show.
Yeah.
And Bane, who
I know I was born there, but
if you've seen the show, you know how this Bane is. So he's really just kind of there to be the butt of jokes.
I mean, the highlight for Bane this season was him breaking Batman's legs, which,
yeah,
dear God, watching that, you and I both had to pause. We were like, bruh.
No,
I'm in pain watching that.
No, he
why is his legs bent the other way?
Oh God,
Christ.
But yeah, because like most of those sub arcs don't really go anywhere, because like they're all done really fast.
Which is, to be fair, is the way the show is. You know, it's been like that since season 1.
Yeah,
But with this, it isn't played up as a strength.
And I kind of wish we would have had more of it, because like you could have just done the whole arc No Man's Land, and then the season ends with them getting Gotham restored.
Well, and here's another plot point I just thought of that really disappears throughout the midway through the season.
I think I have an idea.
What the hell happened to Barbara?
Yeah, no, like they introduced Barbara
as Batgirl. We had this awesome moment where she reveals to Gordon who she is.
Yeah,
and nothing.
Not like that.
Where's Damian during all this?
Yeah, Damian shows up
in the first season.
Yeah, no, remember he shows up in the first episode.
Oh, he shows up in the first season, and then he
never shows up again.
Which I'm sure, like,
they
had all these other characters to focus on, but at the same time, it's like a little hint here or there, you know, rather than just like ignoring them altogether.
Because like I enjoyed what we got at Batgirl, but like it really wasn't much.
Shit, when the trailer dropped for it, 3 a.m. you're getting a text from me, and it's like, oh my God.
she was hyped up in the trailer, same I think along with Catwoman, and I think Barbara gets what 3 episodes,
4 episodes,
and even then in some of those episodes she's just a background piece. Like
the first episode where they're in college, which is the second episode.
Yeah, the second episode. No, actually,
yeah, it's the second episode.
Second episode. You're right. Yeah. The second episode, she's not even Batgirl. She becomes Batgirl in the next episode, which I think is also when Batman wakes up from his coma.
Yeah.
Which, who thought Batman was dead after the end of season 1?
So same with the Joker. Who thought he was actually dead?
Yeah. That
it's not like I'm a comic book guy and I've seen these fuckers die a million times and yet come back.
No. But you know, she's there. She has one episode where she interacts with Batman.
Which was cute as fuck.
It was cute, but like, like her whole like. I mean, granted, in this show, they kind of try to play it up that she was more inspired by her dad to act. But I'm like, you still put on the bat symbol. Like, especially because like, I think it kind of tries to imply that he's had, like, all these Robins. Because Damien, because, like, you can't look at me and be like, oh, they're just trying to say that Damien's the only Robin he's had.
I mean, there's the crowbar with Joker reference at the end of the season, implying that Todd was there. So it's like, the timeline on this Earth is weird.
Yeah, because especially because like some of the villains are kind of like the classical version. Some of them are kind of
like
the more modern, like Aquaman with his long hair. That's a much more modern look with him.
Listen, we're still looking for answers on the most important questions.
How does Aquaman
take a shit?
Which sadly. That's right. He was in the. Was he in the Phantom? Was he in the storybook like with the rest of them?
That needs to be a remember the Hyphen shirt as someone tell me how Aquaman takes a dump.
Takes a shit. But like
I don't know if anybody would wear those, but that'd be funny as hell.
And then not only that, like it takes them forever to get back to plot points that were brought up at the end of season 1, like the fact that the Justice League were stuck in the Queen of Fables' storybook. I think that was,
it almost feels like they were in a hurry to get to a point, and then by the time they got there, like fuck, we forgot all this other shit.
Yeah, like because the episode where they have to get the heat ray to break into Mr. Freeze's area, like they literally show Ivy and Harley going to a cafe in Gotham to talk to Catwoman about having them bust out, and literally no one acts like No Man's Land is a thing. They're literally like in a cafe in No Man's Land. And everyone's just going about their day. Like, literally the first episode of this, it's anarchy. Harley's like, no, I'm not doing the whole takeover. This is like what I want. I want to have no rules, no Legion of Doom shit. I just want to be crazy. And then, like, a couple episodes in, they're at a diner ordering Cobb salad. Which, granted, one of my favorite jokes was the reoccurrence of the Cobb Squad.
Yeah, if they don't make Cobb Squad merch,
I know.
I'm gonna be upset.
Like I want a Cobb Squad T-shirt with Catwoman, Ivy, Harley,
and
Nora, and Jennifer. My name's Jen now.
Like I said, that has to be. I might have to look on the DC store. That has to be a thing. Has to be.
But yeah, because like they wanted to try and get to the wedding because that was what they wanted to end the season on. But like.
And then they tried to wrap stuff up at the very end.
Yeah.
But they left a lot of shit, which, granted, they'll probably address it next season, but at the same time, it just feels a little bit rushed.
It was kind of disappointing because, like, I was really excited for No Man's Land.
I was excited for Barbara.
And it really doesn't go anywhere. Which I'm really hoping they do more with Barbara, especially kind of the fact that she considers Harley and Ivy good guys. And the fact that, Ivy made out with her. Don't act like you didn't enjoy that. But yeah, like it was really uneven, and especially when you consider they decided to have Darkseid show up, who was voiced by the TAS Darkseid.
You got fucking parademons all over the
parademons, and once again, those really don't go anywhere. They're in like what, like
two or three
episodes, and then they're gone. The subplot with Dr. Psycho, where he betrays Harley. 2 to 3 episodes. Which I'm kind of curious what they're going to do, especially since Dr. Psycho was such a big part of the marketing, seeing as how he's a member of the crew. What they're going to do. Like, I feel like they might break Psycho out of jail and just be like, yeah, we need you anyways because you're the closest thing we have to muscle. But, I don't know. Your thoughts?
Yeah, as I said, it really feels like in parts like a lot of this was rushed. And they really let some of the characters kind of go by the wayside. Like, Dr. Psycho really wasn't a huge part of this season until the whole plot with him trying to get with Darkseid. King Shark, kind of the same deal, which I was disappointed with. I love King Shark.
You and I, like, King Shark was, like, our favorite character in season 1.
Same with Clayface. Like, they focused a lot more on Harley and Ivy, which, to be fair, those are arguably the two main characters of the show.
And admittedly, the show is called Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Well, like when the whole first season is about her getting this crew, and about how like, she learned after like accidentally betraying them because of the Joker. Like, you know, it just kind of felt like the crew really had nothing much to do in this season. And I'm hoping that, like, come season 3, we're going to see more of what they can do together. But, like, and that's not to say that this season wasn't bad. Like him and I said, there were definitely episodes that were really good. Like, I actually love the Gotham University stuff.
Oh, so did I.
With Riddler. Like from Ivy and Harley dressing up like college co-eds to.
Well, I remember we were watching that, and I had to pause it because I was laughing really hard. And you were like, "What are you laughing about?" And I'm like, "Bro, Clayface is that chick from Clueless."
Yeah, no, she was Alicia Silverstone's character.
Which I was like, "Oh, another reference to Batman and Robin." I'll chalk this up as 7 Degrees to Kevin Bacon.
Oh, I can't believe I gave Kevin my V card.
Oh my God,
like.
It.
Which
like, that shit was funny.
Which also was really funny because I think they really want to hint that this Clayface is like bisexual /
Which, hey, all the more power to him.
To be fair, because like he was super into buff Riddler, and I'm like, I'm totally down for that. That was a ship I didn't understand.
I can get behind it though.
I can get behind it though.
I can get behind that shit.
Especially when he talks about like going bare ass with.
Like I said,
Clayface was, whenever he did show up, he didn't show up a lot. He was really funny. Like
him singing to Tim Burton.
Him singing, which I think wasn't actually Tim Burton at the end. He looks like Tim Burton.
He was fucking Tim Burton. Don't you dare try to tell me.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't, but like he looked.
He looks like Tim Burton.
And he walked it. He was Catwoman's date for the wedding.
I should fucking tell you, it's Tim Burton.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the Catwoman stuff in this was great. I fucking love this Catwoman. She is
Ivy
perfect.
Ivy,
sorry,
again,
perfect.
Ivy again is completely my spirit animal with a lot of shit.
Like I actually kind of love the relationship between her and Catwoman, where like she knows Catwoman's manipulative, but like she can't help but still be manipulated by Catwoman because like
it's Catwoman.
It's Catwoman. Well, and I liked how they did her, where like she's Ivy's friend, obviously, but like she's kind of lousy in being her friend. But I think it was really interesting to see that she still supported her even when she didn't. I also really loved the bachelorette party stuff on Themyscira.
Oh,
that was
that
a
stuff
solid.
Was fun.
That was the only problem I had with it was the very end with
throw a fucking rager. Jesus.
Hearing Apollo say we're gonna have a fucking rager.
That was amazing.
Oh, that was.
I loved it. I want a shirt with her that says we're gonna have a
fucking rager. No, I
would wear that all the time.
No, I'd be down. Oh, damn it. God damn it, there's a crumb. Anyway, I like that episode. I like the episode where it showed the origins of Harley and Poison Ivy's relationship, and also how Ivy met the Joker in this universe.
Bro, the best part of that whole episode, don't lie to me, was you and me both being like, bro, stop with the Nolan reference.
Oh my God, yeah. Jeez. No. Like, because
you want to know how I got these emotional scars? I was like, no, because I had to pause. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, it's so funny because like the Joker in this
is they're making fun of it.
The Joker in this is traditionally like comic book Joker. He's got like the
and then he shows up in there and he's
he's just Heath Ledger's Joker.
And then there's all this shit with Bane where he's basically like that's just shadows.
I know I was born there. But Beckett, Batman Returns. You already returned, sir. Oh, then Batman Begins again. Like good.
I remember he said that and I was waiting. I'm like, bro, he's gonna say Batman forever. I'm waiting on it.
Oh man, I'm still surprised they haven't made him pull out the Bat credit card yet.
That's got to be next season. I want the Bat credit card.
Like
please.
Those, because like I really
like they go through Ivy's closet and there's the Uma Thurman outfit in there somewhere.
I also found it really weird. I found it really funny they want to do a thing where Joker's in love with a normal woman. After being de-Jokerized thanks to the chemicals that he fell into.
I mean, he's a fucking bartender.
Also, I will admit, as much as I hated the fact that she had to do it, I did love that part where she takes him to the Ace Chemicals and just drops him in the acid. I'll see you soon.
She takes none of his shit when he gets out, too. Just starts
no, that was so great. I'm like, thank you.
Where's the fucking book? It's like, Jesus.
No, I'm actually glad like they didn't try like some stupid thing where he comes back and he's like I fall in love with you, because he kind of admitted he had fallen in love with Harley at the end of season 1, but I think it was more he didn't like it, and I think he
appreciated the idea of her.
Yeah. Thank you. Just like we appreciate the idea of Riley.
Somewhere Riley watching this, shut the fuck up.
But yeah, like I said, there were really funny episodes, and like if you watch them out of like context, they're still really fun. I like the episode where Bane has Ivy and Harley in prison.
It's just a fucking pit. I'm like, brah, we get it.
We get it, Batman.
They told me the child of Quinn made the climb.
Harley Quinn made the climb.
I was like, God, that happened. I was like, bro, enough with the fucking Nolan jokes. We get it. It's the trilogy is a joke. We get it.
And I because like I don't know who writes the show, but they clearly
do not like the Nolan shit.
The Nolan
which
films.
fair,
Like,
fair. Keep doing it. I love it. I love how they're making fun of it.
I think people have kind of come around to the fact that like out of the three of them, the only one that's really any good is The Dark Knight. Because like Batman Begins is it takes you so fucking long to get into Batman.
Like I know people are like, well, it's the origin story. I'm like, year one's not boring.
Year
one's not boring.
Also, Spider-Man, the Raimi Spider-Man film, the origins maybe 30 minutes. 30 minutes of a 2-hour film.
Compare that to Amazing Spider-Man 1, where it's like half the fucking movie.
Oh my God, no! I'm like, you don't need to make their origin a huge thing.
Like, just fucking show it. Like Christ.
Like Iron Man, which, speaking of, coming soon, or a review of Iron Man.
Iron Man month begins.
After we watch Fan 4 Stick.
Iron begins.
I was going to watch Fan 4 Stick today, and I couldn't do it, man. I'm going to have to do it Saturday.
You fucking gotta.
I know, I got it. It's going to hurt so bad.
Do it. You gotta do it.
Just remember, you got to finish Armor Wars, and not the prologue. Just the I only gave you the prologue because I want to
review the prologue as a separate thing.
No, we're not going to review the prologue as a separate thing. It's bullshit.
A month of Iron Wars prologue.
Fuck you. We're doing Armor Wars because we're going to beat Comic Pop to something, and it's going to be Armor Wars.
I thought we were going to beat them to the Crossing because nobody wants to review that.
We probably will do that eventually, but
nobody wants to fucking review that piece.
I kind of want to save that for an anniversary special. But I think the other really big highlight, especially for you and me, and probably everybody, was when our ship finally set sail.
Like, fuck, they finally stopped trying to sink my ship.
Like, and to be fair, like, up until like the last episode, I was like, you know what, you've at least turned around Kite Man for me. So even if him and Ivy break up, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, he becomes a dick right at the end of it. And I'm like, okay, I'm back to hating this bitch.
Which I was like, you were doing so well. Because, like, I actually kind of like where he's like, you know, we had to do all of our relationship steps over and over again because something happens. Or, like, you clearly don't want to. And then, like, at the very end, he's like, yeah, no, I do deserve the best. And then, he just leaves. And I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for that.
I knew he was a dickhead the whole season, but it's nice to get fucking affirmation on that.
No, then like I will admit, like the tease was so annoying this season. Especially like after the kiss, Harley and Ivy try to pretend like it didn't matter. And then when Ivy and her finally just accept it a little bit, Ivy throws it back in her face like, I can't trust you because you like make all these messes and never clean them up. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, the whole point of the end of season one
was... Like, if they were gonna do this, it's like, okay, introduce it a little later then, like, or do more build-up, like, I'm with you, like, the constant teasing of it, I'm like, guys, we get it. I know you gotta wait until like the end of the season, but like you could have just get some better writing.
Because not only that, like Ivy's whole reason is kind of bullshit when you really think about it. Because like the whole point of the last half of season one was her realizing how many mistakes she made trying to like get into the Justice or the Legion of Doom, the fact that she kind of relapsed and fell for Joker, the fact that her crew got like abused by that because Harley wasn't there to put a stop to it, and then she goes and like fixes the mistake she made with her crew. Like she literally like was willing to put the costume back on and be abused by her abuser so she could rescue her crew. Like, She literally mourned for Ivy after Joker stabbed her with a harpoon. Yes, Harley screws up a lot. And I do mean a lot. But she's always willing to fix her mistakes. Like, that literally has been a thing with her since she got over the Joker. Which frustrated me, because, like, Ivy was literally trying to help her learn that, and then she decides, because I don't even understand, like, what her relationship with Kite Man entailed. Like, I just kind of feels like she was doing it because it was the safe thing to do.
That's probably exactly what it was.
Because, like, she never says she loves him. She just says, the man I'm going to marry. And I'm like, Ivy, Pamela.
Pamela. Let's talk.
Like, literally, she's been in love with Ivy since, like, day one they met. Because Harley is nice to her. Like, that was one of the things I loved about the prologue, is it did what I loved about, like, the reason why I like Harley and Ivy so much is because Harley sees the good in Pamela. Because, you know, at the end of the day, yes, Ivy kills people, but, like, she's trying to do it because she's trying to protect this planet. And while I don't agree with her methods, I get it. I don't know. Like, what your thoughts?
Like, I just feel like the teasing right there in the beginning, like, it just wasn't necessary. It felt like they were just adding that in for drama. You know what I mean? It didn't feel very organic. Like, with everything else with Ivy and Harley's relationship, definitely feels very organic and very, like, similar to other representations of it in other media. But it's like that whole thing right in the middle of this, it just felt very, very forced because they wanted to stretch it out.
I mean, hell, at the bachelorette party, they had mind-blowing sex, like, several times. I don't think Ivy and Kite Man ever had that kind of good of sex.
Yeah, really.
My favorite being when Harley's like, you know, like 4 times, by the way, which I'm like, God damn. Then, you know, Dr. Psycho showing the entire thing to the entirety of Gotham.
Yeah, like,
which
nice to know that ended up on that. Nice to know that ended up in that universe's version of Pornhub. Probably, don't lie to me.
No, I'm like, if I had a way to travel to dimensions, I'd be bringing that back, my man.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, don't act like you didn't. don't you lie to me.
Did I fucking say I didn't want it?
Also, I was really disappointed at the amount of Frank the Plant we got.
Yeah, I wanted more Frank.
No, I love Frank.
The best part was at the end. Oh, that's like pollen season in this bitch.
Pollen season!
Oh my god.
That
was so funny.
I was dying. No, that was amazing. Then the fact that him and his...
We forgot the most important contribution to this season. It was the return of the salt and the sauce.
Frank kills Condiment King!
The fucking Condiment King shows up, which our one buddy Cody hates Condiment King with a fucking passion. And the minute he showed up, we had to pause and I had to set it. I'm like, yo, fucking Condiment King is here.
Condiment King is here. Oh, man.
Salt and the sauce. Like, goddamn, the ultimate joke. The fucking salt and the sauce.
I also really like the sacrifice Psy made. Where he lost his body, but, like, his consciousness was downloaded into a TV.
Yeah.
I actually like that they did something kind of nice with Psy, because in the comics, him and Harley actually are really good friends, and it was really nice to see that they finally established how much Psy and Harley care for each other, to the point where Psy was willing to, like, die to protect her from Dr. Psycho.
Yeah.
Also, he's the reason they're able to get past Dr. Psycho's brain manipulation. Which also led to a really weird scene where I think Superman wanted to bang Harley thanks to Ivy's pheromones, which also gave us the thing everybody wanted: some Batman Wonder Woman shit.
Some Batman Wonder Woman stuff, which I'm always down for.
I'm always down for too, because, like,
I enjoy them being together.
No, I do as well. Although admittedly, I like him with Selena more, but then I'm like, oh wait a minute, Wendy's bi. We can make this a poly thing. I always joke that at Catwoman's bachelorette party in the Rebirth stuff, that Wonder Woman comes with a card. Selena's like, "What's this?" "Oh, it's a card good for one threesome." In case you and Batman would like to spice up the bedroom.
Jesus Christ. But yeah,
Because in my opinion, in the DC universe, the heavy breathing joke is actually Catwoman and not a really fat looking cat.
I'd be down for that.
I'd be down for that.
But yeah, just overall, I definitely feel like it wasn't. I don't feel like it was as strong as season 1, but it was pretty damn close to it.
No,
I mean, I had the same level of enjoyment out of it that I did with all the other ones.
As did I. I just think that they did not.
They didn't stay on target.
They didn't stay on target, which is a shame because when they did go back to staying on target, it was really nice. They just, I think they had too many. They had too many things in the pot, basically. You know, like because they had all these subplots, and then some of them ended way earlier than you thought they would, and some of them went way longer. But overall, I do think the season is solid. For me, the first season was a 9 out of 10. I give this probably a 7.5 out of 10.
I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. I give the first one a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, fair. I just think it's, in terms of the overall story, it was weaker, but it still had some really funny episodes.
Yeah.
What are your hopes for season 3 if we do? Well, I don't think it's an if. I think at this point it's.
Give me some more shippy moments.
I would like to see them actually
like them having a meeting and Harley is just like curl up in Ivy's lap, just like chilling.
That would be good.
Please.
I would like them to do more. Like I would like it to not do the stupid like they have a relationship then they break up thing that sitcoms like to fucking do.
Please don't do that shit.
Just,
like don't that 70s.
Like
shit.
I'm not saying that their relationship can't have bumps because that's unrealistic, but like. Don't do the thing like Scrubs or like JD and Reed like broke up like 17 times. I'm like they're gonna end up together. Just stop. Like just do something about a relationship.
Or like the whole Donna and Eric thing where that was a thing, or just enough.
No, like that.
It's obvious you guys keep writing yourselves in a corner.
No, like just you can just tell like. You don't even have to like bring the relationship up all the time. Like, if you can't feasibly put into a story, don't bring it up.
Yeah.
Like that's my thing with like people complain about the spider marriage. I'm like, you don't always have to do the stuff with the marriage.
Look at how it is in the PS1 game. It's hardly a factor throughout most of the game.
Yeah, like there are plenty of stories where you can have Peter and MJ be a couple, but every once in a while, Spider-Man could be somewhere else, and MJ can be somewhere else, or MJ's in Hollywood doing her career.
Yeah.
You don't always have to like. People love the relationship, but
people act like if you have two characters in a relationship, it's all or nothing, 24/7.
No, people have lives. It's way healthy.
When I was in a relationship, I didn't want to be with the person I was with 24/7.
Yes, it's healthy to not always be around somebody. Like, it's okay to give yourself space. like human beings, like not every human being needs attention 24/7. Some human beings
want to be alone.
Yeah, because being around people's exhausting. Take it from him and me. People are exhausting.
Y'all are fucking exhausting.
Yeah. Like some days I just want to wander into the woods and just stare at a pond and just be
even
away.
With me, it's like me looking at myself in the mirror. Motherfucker, you are exhausting some fucking times to be with.
Granted, him and I are just weird enough that we can be basically around each other no matter fucking what, but
finding someone else at the party that's also hyper fixated upon the same shit. Oh fuck, there's two of them now.
Yeah.
I wish I still had that meme because that meme was perfect.
But yeah, like I want that. I want them to kind of remember that Harley has a crew a little bit more.
Give me some more King Shark.
Yeah, like actually like have them like all together more. It was kind of a shame that like after the No Man's Land stuff, like we really didn't see them crewing it up. And I know part of that was, King Shark and Clayface doing the bachelor party with Kite Man and the bachelorette party. But like couldn't we have had like a celebration where it's like Ivy's getting married now, so this might be the last night we're all together as a crew. Maybe have something like that happen. But I'd also like to see them kind of do something with the Suicide Squad stuff they brought up in season 1.
Oh, they keep trying to get Harley to join.
No, I would actually love that, and actually that'd be interesting because you can maybe even have it that Deadshot's kind of into her because they were briefly a thing, but Ivy being like, no, I'm kind of done with men after the Joker.
Yeah.
But because I'd love to see them do Suicide Squad stuff. Maybe even have it that they get all forcibly recruited to the Suicide Squad by Amanda Waller.
I could see that happening.
I wouldn't mind that. That'd be fun.
So.
Your thoughts for anything you'd like to see in season 3?
Like I said,
Oh, definitely more Batgirl.
Yeah, more Batgirl. Just more shippy stuff.
Yeah. I guess I'd also.
I'm a sucker for cute fluff stuff. Yeah. So
I guess I'd also kind of like to see more of the Gotham City Siren stuff.
Yeah.
Seeing as how we got to see Catwoman, well, I like the Cop Squad. I'd kind of like more just to have overall just the 3 of them, just because that's such a big dynamic with the 3 of them.
I just want a strong season. That's really
same. And to be fair, I think that they were on the right track. I just kind of hope that whatever they do next season, it's more about what Harley's going to do now that she's really seeing herself no longer as like a villain, but not like a hero. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So overall, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Coming soon, our review of Revenge of the Silver Surfer, and fan force stick at some point.
You're gonna fucking do it. You're gonna do it.
So, as always, guys, it's gonna wrap it up. I'm Zonga 234.
I'm Average Joe Squad.
And as always, we ask you to remember the hyphen and take care.